That first two little beats right there reminds me. Have you ever heard Prison Bitch?
No, I don't think I have. It sounds like Prison Bitch, huh?
It sounds like the beat to it.
Well, that's a fine intro to our Tuesday morning huddle.
Did you hit record yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Cody's here to talk about Prison Bitch. And Danny DeVito's over here can't figure out what the hell Cody's talking about.
He still got a smile.
No, he knows exactly what Cody's talking about.
He does. Yes. Because Jersey Mike's wasn't the owner, the founder of Jersey Mike's. Isn't he in prison now? He is.
What does that have to do with Danny DeVito?
Because he does Jersey Mike's commercials.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't see his recent one when he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to my happy place."
Yep.
And he closes his eyes, and then he's still standing there. He's like, "Wait a minute, I'm already there in my happy place. I'm at Jersey Mike's."
Thank God I don't watch mainstream TV.
You missed a good commercial series. Actually, all those commercials with him are pretty good. Okay. I want to do things in reverse a little bit here. I would like to talk market conditions first, guys. So we're going to put up a 1 minute clock. We're going to do a 1 minute drill on market conditions. And I failed to. There we go. We moved that. So I recently read an article that says that this year, and I'm thinking that they're saying fourth quarter, not for the full year, that there's some seasonality, some normal seasonality back to the market as far as the fluctuations in inventory and sales. So I want to give each of you 1 minute to talk about what you're seeing in the market, but with potentially that as the base of the conversation, seasonality, and where we stand right now, about to start the fourth quarter of the year. So
I think with 1 minute, I'm going to have to play like Micro Machines Micro Machine.
Yeah.
For 1 minute.
That's the goal. So Brian, since you saw the challenge in it first, well, your 1 minute timer to talk about market conditions starts now.
Oh, okay. Now, all right. So market conditions compared to last month in Shiawassee County, because that's where my forte is, we are plus 30 houses in inventory compared to last month. The difference is that we're seeing a bit of seasonal slowdown for buyers. So it's been kind of unusual. So we're seeing more homes pop up, but a little bit less interest. Not that they're not selling, but that's my 2 cents. I got 30 seconds left. I still got
anything you want to say with your 20 seconds you have left to the people out there? Are you on pause?
No. Yeah. I'm good.
All right, then.
That was weak. I know. Totally weak.
All right.
I thought you had so much to say, you had to spit it out really quick.
Yeah, I was.
Well, the problem is that when you got ADHD, the brain kind of engages before the mouth actually starts working. And then by the time the brain has run its course, the mouth is only halfway through, and it's like, wait, what?
I was very confused about what I should be doing with the camera because I thought you were on camera paused, but I looked up at you and you're still wait a minute, am I controlling him? What's going on here? I was very confused by that.
Good.
All right, Cody.
That should be one of the Facebook clips, is just me just staring.
Well, it's going to be now. I can drag that one out because it seriously looked like you were paused. You were inanimate. I was very, very confused.
Well, in today's market, car.
All right, Cody, you have 1 minute to talk about current market conditions and go.
Well, Brian pretty much hit it on the point. And as far as seasonal, one thing that I will add that is normal right now, I guess, is not normal, but price reductions have become a big thing. So the homes are sitting on the market a little more. The demand's not there like it was 2 months ago. So we're seeing more inventory, not quite which makes it a great time to buy because you're still got the same interest rate that everybody is freaking out about. Nothing to worry about, but yet you can still get your You can still negotiate with the seller a little bit, but yeah, it's still a seller's market due to the lack of inventory. But inventory is up a little bit, and the price reductions are kind of normal right now.
Good. All right. And you had enough time for a victory lap even. Very good.
That's because my brain wasn't going as fast as my mouth. No.
Okay. Good. We got the market conditions out of the way. Now, let's talk.
Market conditions.
We need to do little ditties for these, like market conditions, and then
Do it again. No, do it. Seriously, do it one more.
market conditions. Yeah.
Do our own sound effects.
I think that every segment should have its own little ditty. What do you think, Danny? He says yes. So how about a little fun with Would You Rather? Would you rather? The question will be:
Is this family friendly?
Yes, this is going to
Okay.
be your family friendly. Yep.
Just checking.
Would you rather have an island kitchen or a walk-in pantry? And you can't say both this time. We only have this one choice. So Cody or Brian went first last time, so Cody will be up now for 1 minute on and I don't just want to. I don't want yes or no. I want some explanation behind it, and don't just give it as a real estate agent. Give it as a person that lives in a home that has a kitchen and/or a walk-in pantry, and to talk about the benefits
This
that
is
you are
going to
aware
be hard for Cody. He doesn't have a kitchen.
Well,
I have 2 kitchens, and I have no island and no pantry.
so we can. This is good. You're going to be able to take up a minute talking about why you would want either one and which one you're.
So it's only for your kitchen's only for women if there's no island because no man has an island. That was terrible.
All right then, Cody, your clock
Can
starts
this
now.
panel vote him out?
Please.
Island kitchen or walk-in pantry? You have 1 minute.
I'm going to go with a walk-in pantry for the simple fact that I think my wife could attest to this as well, but a lot of people don't like clutter. And I feel like an island is just another place that we would just throw things on top of. And so having a pantry, you got more space, you got more shelves, you can do a lot more with it than an island. On my thoughts.
Okay. In 30 seconds, any parting words you'd like to speak to the audience at home or give any shout outs now that you're down to 20 seconds?
Whether you want an island or a pantry, I'll sell either one of them to you. So give me a call.
Yes. All right. Good job. All right. We'll end that round early, or that turn early. All right. Come on. Why can't
Andrea's got the look of disagreement with me.
She does. I see that.
I think she's just in disagreement with all of us. She's like, why am I here?
Yeah, I think it's one of those Tuesdays where Andrea says,
I wish nobody would have been here when I showed.
Why can't you guys go out and golf?
Isn't there a golf outing you guys could be on? All right, Brian.
Jeff?
1 minute for Would You Rather.
Would I rather?
Would you rather move this thing out of the way so I can hit the start button? All right. Would you rather have an island kitchen or a walk-in pantry? And go.
Oh, well, just because Cody said walk-in pantry, I'm going to have to go with the kitchen island. But I actually do have a good reason for this, is because whenever I walk into a space, I always like to assess it for my ability to be secure and safe within that environment. And an island kitchen gives you the ability to have your back facing the wall as opposed to your back facing where people come in. So, you know, my kid's a little squirrely. I don't want to get knifed by any of them. So I like to have the island.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. I'm going to have to turn this into the 24-second shot clock, I think, is probably how we're going to have to operate this from.
Well, then let's start over. Just
No, that's it. No, I'm good with it.
okay.
I'm good with it.
All right.
We're learning as we go, and the audience is going to be okay with that.
Well, what blows me away is we went from pantry and
Ooh.
island to people getting knifed.
Wait. My final word is moist.
What was your favorite word?
Fine.
What was it? What's your final word? All right then. Thank goodness we have the censor button. All right. I would like to, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to participate in this conversation.
Sure.
All right. I would rather, clock starts now. I actually would rather have the island, not for self-defense or from running from my kids, but actually because I like to cook, and an island means more prep space. And so, you know, like this morning or late last night, I was trimming up a brisket on our peninsula. It was just not enough room. I had beef fat flying all over the place, and if I would have had an island, I could have definitely done something more butcher-like instead of my little peninsula. Also, at my island, I would prefer to have the sink and the dishwasher as part of the island. Where a walk-in pantry, you know, a lot of people can use their garage for their pantry, or, you know, some racks or something like that in their garage, or a laundry room or something like that. So island kitchen for me. That's my vote. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now I have a question about your answer.
Okay.
How do you prep a brisket where you have beef flying everywhere?
No, beef fat.
Beef fat.
Flying
beef
everywhere.
fat.
Yeah, I'm picturing like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Just
Yeah, that's exactly what takes place. Yep. The good news is I have all of my digits and no cuts after trimming a 14-pound brisket. So
2 more questions.
Okay.
Well, not, this isn't really a question, but I struggle with the island thing because I have so much counter space. I don't need more. That's where I got lucky with my kitchen setup, I guess.
Well, first of all, I'll tell you, nobody likes a bragger.
I'm not bragging. I'm not a bragger, but I'm just saying.
Did you see my counter space? My counter space is huge.
And my other question is, how'd you do the brisket?
So let me just give you my thoughts on the counter space, because typically the island has more depth than a counter, so it does give you more working room. And for guys like us that have no, you know, limited hair follicles up there, when you smash your head on a cabinet, it leaves marks. So with an island, you don't have to worry about the overhead or cabinet hanging overhead and knocking yourself in the forehead. So, I mean, if you want to debate, I'll debate. You know, I can handle it. And the brisket, you know, that's a ancient family secret that if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Understood.
And I now know I can work that knife pretty well where you don't want to challenge me, and you don't have an island to hide behind.
Cody's going to be feeling a little threatened by the end here. I think he's going to go into protective custody or something like that.
No, I'm not scared. I might still try to break in and at least just get a piece of this brisket.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have 12 people over today. I'm guessing there's not going to be any left. Although it should work out to close to a pound of brisket per person.
You're having a soiree on a Tuesday evening?
Yes.
Really?
That's how we do it.
That's kind of an interesting day of the week to do.
That's one thing we haven't done. We got to give a shout out. Happy birthday to our broker, Jeff McIntyre. Happy birthday.
Thanks. It is. Yeah. Thank you. Danny says happy birthday too.
I think he's
Danny.
dead. He still hasn't moved.
No, he hasn't, has he?
He's just being smoked. That's all.
He's judging us is what he's doing.
He is.
Yep. 28 again. Feels good. Feel better than
Brain
I did when I was
cells left?
28. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Probably.
I think I do feel better than I did when I was 28.
Yeah, I'm back to how I felt when I was 28, and that's not good. I in my 30s, I was good to go, but not right now. So, other conversations in real estate right now. Are you seeing any trends with, say, listing prices? What about interior style trends on, you know, remodeled or newly done houses? Are you seeing anything there that's catching your eyes that's interesting or just noteworthy? I don't want to make people mad when I say this, but the shiplap thing. I know that now I've seen plenty of houses that look great with the shiplap and everything, but it's still. And I remember having a conversation with Andrea about this when we sold your South 52 house about the shiplap. That I was no, maybe it wasn't your house. No, it wasn't yours. No, and it wasn't you having it. It was just that I was done with the trend. I was done. It was driving me crazy just because Joanna Gaines did it, and now and shiplap works in Texas because it's a very common building material there. So it was just bringing it back. But this is Owasso, Michigan, or Shiawassee County, Michigan. But I have seen it look good. But I hope the trend dies, kind of like the avocado green stoves and refrigerators and everything.
I actually made a prediction on that the other night. Somebody was talking about avocado and the off colors like the brown and the mustard yellow. And my prediction is within the next 5 years, we are going to see a resurgence in that. That's going to come back. The whole retro thing, retro 70s.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
I'm definitely not gonna bet against you on that one.
Rachel and I, our first house we bought on Avery, we painted the living room and laundry room I think it was like a darker brown, we like darker colors, and it was mustard yellow. So we painted it, and then we went back after we sold it, and the lady painted it back to yellow.
I actually, there are some kitchens I've been in, I don't know, probably the last 5 years or so that had I think it was called Sunset Gold is what that yellow color was called.
Okay.
With the walnut cabinets. I mean, it's straight out of the 70s. It actually looks pretty cool now. And it was all original stuff. It wasn't like it was new. It was in decent condition, the one I can recall. But I kind of think it's a cool look again for like a basement bar. Like do the countertop. We don't have any colors in here, but that deep orange countertop with a gold sink and the dark walnut cabinets, and the cabinet doors have the like faux glass on them that has the round circles all over them. It looks like the bottom of a cup or a glass or something. The pattern is. I for one would support that trend coming back.
I think it's groovy.
Yeah, absolutely. For basement bars in particular, yeah.
So what you're saying is today is your 67th birthday.
Perhaps I'm.
Can we talk about faux pas without mentioning specific?
Sure.
The weirdest one I saw was, a weird one I saw the other day was the kitchen had a mosaic backsplash that was all done. It was mostly, different variations of quartz, whites and blacks and grays all together, and very well done. Thought it looked great, but the seller decided that they wanted to make it look more modern, so they went and bought those vinyl stick subway tile lookalikes for a backsplash and stuck those over this beautiful mosaic one because she heard that subway tile was like the way to go. So she did that and covered up this beautiful mosaic work and not very well. So don't do that.
That actually is a great plug. A great way to lead into something that just as general advice to our clients and our future clients. While HGTV is, entertaining or whatever, to some people, I highly recommend to not just go and take their advice or whatever they're doing on the TV. The absolute best thing you can do before you lift a finger to make changes to your home is give us a call. Let's talk about what your situation is, how much value you have in the house, and what trends are going on right now that won't get you in trouble, like avocado gold or avocado green, appliances or whatever. But don't make the mistake. Don't go too far with something without consulting with your real estate agent first. And we would like to be your real estate agent that helps you work that stuff out. We can save you money and potentially embarrassment.
So call me, because Jeff will probably advise you to put a mustard yellow bar in the basement with walnut cabinets. So call me and we'll
And
make
a-
sure
and
that
a
that does
central
not
island.
happen.
With a central island?
With a central island.
Yeah.
I like islands. I'm not against them. I just
You're so islandist. They can. My peninsula collects it too. So
Flat surfaces in my house automatically collect everything.
I have so much counter space. It just collects a ton of stuff. In both my kitchens.
My kitchen table currently has probably a week's worth of junk mail, an art project my daughter's working on, probably her cereal bowl from this morning with a fork stuck in it, and a bow.
And a hunting bow?
And a hunting bow, yeah.
See, if anything sticks on my counter, it ends up on my desk because my wife does not like clutter whatsoever.
Oh, can Rachel come over to my house, please?
I don't think anybody likes clutter. They just sometimes they like it less, or they like cleaning it up less than they like the clutter. How's that? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
Danny has nothing to say.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I was like, we both answered that question.
I was waiting for Danny, and he had nothing to say. So one of the cool things we get here is the view of downtown. I'm not gonna be able to turn a camera. I could try. As Andrea wants to move out of the way there. So sometimes when you're watching us, you'll notice all of us tend to look off in the distance while we're sitting here talking. It's primarily because we get some great views downtown. So as you can see, we have Round Midnight Records, and over to their right is It's a Deli thing. And we get to watch all the cool stuff going on with the
Future meat market.
Yeah, the future meat market.
And if you notice, part of the thing that's blocking your view is a flyer that we have in the window for Ghouls Night Out, by the way, which is happening October 13th in downtown Owasso. Ghouls Night Out. Be there, be square, 5 till 8 p.m.
Very good, Brian.
Thank you.
Very good. Brian has become the unofficial mayor of downtown Owasso, with his connections and promotions, and it's a good thing. It's a compliment, anyway. Or are you looking for something more official than unofficial?
I'm resigning the position. I don't want to be mayor of anything.
Well, it's not an elected position, and it's barely an appointed position. I mean, I just made it up. So, I mean, you're the unofficial mayor of downtown Owasso. Actually, how about just the South 200 block of West Main Street in downtown Owasso? The unofficial mayor. You're the assistant to the assistant manager.
Okay, Michael Scott.
That's Dwight Schrute.
Okay.
Yes. Who is the assistant to the assistant manager? I am struggling to think of anything else for us to talk about, guys. What do you got? What about sports? Let's talk about sports real quick. Brian's like, all right then.
Did you hit the crickets thing again?
Yeah, Brian. Here, hold on. Well, let's talk about sports, Brian. Brian likes cricket, apparently.
Yeah.
Very good. So, Cody, I know we can share a conversation about how about University of Michigan football. We've gotten through the early season games and non-conference games. Just played Rutgers' first Big Ten game. And that went favorably. What do you see happening from here on out?
They have work to do. They definitely have work to do. Now that they got Harbaugh back, luckily, or hopefully, they will start getting more into a regular. The running game hasn't been what I thought it was going to be, given the last couple seasons, but they're starting to pick it up, and I think having Jim back will help. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know, I tend to agree that they have work to do. They've shown that, but at the same time, I don't know that we have seen the playbook fully yet. So talking about the run game not doing what we thought it was going to do and that kind of stuff, I just don't know.
I think that's what having Jim back will the games will start to get a little different.
Yeah.
I think the first 3 games kind of looked like practice.
Yep.
More than it did a game.
Yep. Figuring out some schemes and
yep.
And probably still like first or second, third, fourth wide receivers. I think they're still working out a lot on offense. Defense, on the other hand, but it still has work to do, no doubt. But I think that is going to end up being the strong suit of the Michigan team is going to be the defense, which we're pretty used to. But play only gets tougher from here on out in the Big Ten. So,
yep, our first true test will be Penn State.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I'm not a huge NFL guy, but what do you think about the Lions?
Well, they're 2-1. That's unusual.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing for first place. I know it's only 3 games in, but more on the NFL side. I am 5-1 in my 2 fantasy leagues between the 2. So I'm more excited about that than I am the Lions.
I did just suffer my first loss this weekend in one of the leagues. We're playing in a family league with some of our family in Ohio and California, and suffered my first loss from my wife's cousin that's in Ohio, and she gloated big time. So I'm gonna have to try to seek revenge on her. Like I said, I'm not really an NFL guy per se, but it is kind of cool to see, all the people that have been diehard Lions fans that would throw themselves in front of a Peterbilt truck for the Lions. They can finally feel a little bit better about themselves right now.
It's definitely exciting to watch.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what was going to do it for the fan base, was an exciting offense. And then having, what I guess we'll call a hometown boy, Aiden Hutchinson, just killing it. Absolutely killing it. One of the best defensive players in the NFL right now. And a lot of excitement around him and all that stuff. So it is cool to see everybody all hyped about it if you're into the sports thing.
And he was able to do his stanky leg twice. So now he said he's on to a new dance move he's working on.
He's retiring the stanky leg. Okay.
I think he just wanted to do it for a game and gonna switch it up. So
look at him. Yeah, no, it is fun to watch. It is fun. Leading up to fall playoff baseball. It's been a long time since I've watched baseball. I haven't watched baseball as much this year at all, so I'm going to start turning it on to catch some playoff baseball and see how that all plays out. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you who's leading things right now. I do know that the Tigers are not. So,
nope.
And we are closing out. I do want to see Miggy's last game in Detroit. I will turn that on and watch that.
I wanted to go watch him once this year, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, didn't happen for me either. I did get an invite, but I didn't get the chance to take advantage of that.
So, I got to get going, but real quick, convention. I went.
Oh crap! I wish we would have talked about that.
Dang. I took a couple classes. I was able to listen to Chris Swanson, the sheriff from Genesee County. He came and spoke for an hour. That was pretty cool. He talked about a lot of safety stuff. Biggest thing was obviously common sense. Don't go on a showing alone. Make sure people know where you're at.
I usually like to take clients with me.
Usually, yeah. But that's why I like the whole buyer consultation before going and showing a stranger a home.
Know who you're dealing with.
So he talked a lot about that. Talked about mainly how awesome he thinks he is, and he is a phenomenal speaker. He did a good job, but it was mainly safety stuff on that. And then took another class that was like it's called meth murders and disclosures. So it was disclosing like things that have happened in the home as far as crimes and all that. Which if there has been a crime, don't call me and tell me because I have to report it. So if you're trying to hide it, don't call me to list. Call me after you're in jail though, and I'll list.
What's this weird stand on the floor? Oh, the dog used the bathroom.
No,
there.
we heard some crazy stories.
Oh,
Though,
I'm sure.
of people.
Having shown a few houses in Flint, I would not be surprised.
And then,
actually, am I allowed to say that?
I'm not
well,
sure.
not technically, but I wouldn't have said the name of the town. But
Nobody's watching.
Okay, the town with the F word.
This is why we're not doing this live.
Can you bleep it out?
I could do something.
Okay.
And then Chat GPT is the other class I took. It was pretty cool. It was only 50 minutes long, but talked about all the different things you can do. And I didn't know all the different, like you can do just the AI portion of it, but then there's like other stages of it where you can create images with it and like do all different types of stuff with it, which is pretty cool. So been diving into that a little bit since then, working on marketing stuff. So not just for listing descriptions, but a lot of marketing stuff. That's pretty much it. Last year, I feel like there was a lot more options than there was this year. This year, they didn't have many legal classes. They didn't have any MISHTA or any. It was kind of weird. So, but they had meth, murders, and disclosures. So
that will be the title of this segment.
One of the biggest things was, or one of the stories that was told was somebody, literally, they said it was an agent out of their office. How this did not make national or international news. This guy's wife came up missing. He sold the home. No, he did something, and then he built a new home over her body.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
He Jimmy Hoffa her ass.
Yeah. Oh. Like,
so
it's under the patio or the garage floor. I mean, there's had to be a reason.
I'm more interested to know how they figured it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. There was plenty of stories in that class, let me tell you.
Yeah, like why is there a shoelace
in a basement? Well, I mean, in a basement, maybe they were doing drain fixes or something like that, and chip away the concrete for stuff like that. And I think a human femur would probably stand out.
Yeah,
that don't look like rebar.
This looks like Jimmy Hoffa's penny loafer. But, yeah. All right. Cody's got to go work out.
Yes, I do.